interiors, I personally felt that it was underutilized. I don't know what you thought about it. Arun, will start with you.
See, it's a single story house and it covers 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
That means it covers a fair amount of area on the ground. They have a very large property and it's in levels. We see the driveway that drives up into the platform level where the house is located, and there's a lot of area on the right side which is kind of lower from the platform level. The area that is lower from the platform level is kept almost as it is. It's just leveled along the gradient, and then a natural buffalo grass is grown. It means you don't have to put so much effort into growing that. It's a very maintenance free solution. They have not gone for any loud landscaping other than potted plants inside the on the sides of the driveway. Besides that, the plot is probably as it is and nothing else is done. Even in the platform level where the house is located, you don't see much of greenery around. Probably they are just growing into place. Main thing you see in the floor area is the paving. That's the only loud thing that continues from right from the gate till the porch. The house is a slow proof treated house. It is tried to be in a traditional way, but it's not entirely traditional. It just has slow proof. And one thing you notice is there is a large veranda in the front which turns and travels to the sides. You don't get a lot of shade with the slow roof which they have provided. They should have gone for a little lower roof, or they should have something to cut down the sun at probably at 7 feet or 7.5 feet level, so that you get little more shade on the verandas. But it's a fair design what they have gone for, and it's standing subtle with the surroundings.
Anna?
It's got a very simple elevation, but I feel the height of the roof is almost the double the size of the first floor. I mean the only floor they have. They could have brought it a little. I feel a lot of space is wasted above. Even if it's a single floor, they've created a void in the upper floor, which they could have used it for some other purpose. They've used the Mangalore tiled roof, which is good. But again, the verandas around the house, I don't think it's wide enough for such a big house. And like he said, I don't think they keep the rains away. I don't think they are protected. They have a long driveway and a very minimal landscape, but nothing looks bad. It just looks like a very simple, nice house.
So moving on to the interiors, does the simplicity kind of smoothly transitions into the interior? What do you think?
It does. They have not gone for very heavily furnishings. One thing you'll notice is there is no other color in the house. The walls are just the same throughout. That's one good thing actually. They've tried to go about the traditional route with the courtyard in the center and a plant. It's a miniature banyan tree, the garden banyan tree which we call. And one of the views have an arched wall area which kind of frames it from the living space when you look at it. So that's a very interesting thing. And then one thing you notice in the living area, there is two kinds of furniture. One is with the wooden edges and legs, that is very kind of classy. But the next one is like a little bulkier divan kind of seating that converts into an L-shaped seat. These two look different. Probably they could have continued with the same character of furniture throughout in that space continuously. But other than that, I think the space is done very simply. I mean, they have not gone for any heavily wall decorations or anything, heavily done wall decorations or anything. And the next space is the dining room. It's not a room as such, it's facing the court. So there is a definite connect between all the spaces. So that's also very simply done, and the chairs are also very elegant, simple and elegant. They have a very decently done crockery shelf. The kitchen is also very neatly organized. You don't see anything out of place, and that even the tiles in the wall is following a very simple linear pattern. So I think it's a very well finished house, very well planned, and there's a lot of open space. The 4,000 square feet is really felt in the common area.
So what about you, Anna? Would you like to add something to
the central courtyard? There is a lot of light, and sort of you get a lot of positive energy at that place. Although they've just kept a lone tree with a in a pot, it's still attractive. Not in terms of the tree is not, but the space is big and the space is connected to all the other rooms around it, so that is good. I feel the living room, the number of pieces of furniture is a little too much. They could have reduced the number, and they've carried with some old furniture, which is on the heavier side. And even I like that arched. There's one view, I think, from the living room through the courtyard, through the arch window to another window outside. Kitchen again is good, but wood is on the darker side. There's too much of brown color inside the kitchen. Other than that, there isn't, again, just like the elevation, there isn't anything that's too wrong in that space.